Hey, everybody. Welcome back to the Schreiner Sports Network. My name is Ted Davis. It is time for our weekly Sit Down with Ted. That's what we have here. And today we're talking to Kamden Ross, starting center for the men's basketball team here at Schreiner University. From Cibolo Steel, just north of the San Antonio area. He's a sophomore here at Schreiner, and, of course, his basketball season is ongoing right now. Before we talk about Cam Ross, the basketball player, let's talk about Cam Ross, the student here at Schreiner. What's your major?
My major is biochemistry.
Wow. What do you want to do with that?
My mom always told us that, hey, y'all are going to be dentists. So I said, yes, ma'am, we're going to be dentists, and I'm going to be a dentist.
So you're going to be a dentist?
Yes, sir.
Fix teeth?
Yes, sir.
Now, you got a long haul after.
Oh, yeah.
What is it? How many years do you have to go through to be a dentist?
3. It's 3 years of dental school after.
So after Schreiner, 3 years of dental school. Yeah. So your family is a family of dentists?
No. My mom's a nurse practitioner, and my dad's a postal carrier. So.
Yeah.
And she's just like, y'all are being dentists.
Do you already know about teeth?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Do you floss?
Yes. You got to floss. You got to floss twice a day. It's only right. It's only right.
See, when I go to the dentist and they ask me that, I say yes, but I really don't all the time. So do dentists know that we're lying to them?
Oh, yeah. They know half the time. They can tell you what you ate for breakfast sometimes.
Well, that's pretty fun. When you were growing up, who was your favorite player?
My favorite player when I was growing up, I had to say Anthony Davis was a big favorite of mine.
Yeah.
Just because of his skill and, like, what he brought to the game. He, like, kind of changed the game a little bit. That's how I feel.
Yeah, Anthony Davis started out as a guard and then grew into a center's body, and he could do a little bit of both, you know.
That's why I like it.
Yeah.
It's, like, different.
What's your player named Giannis?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I worked for the Milwaukee Bucks. I called their championship season, and I saw Giannis come in as this skinny 18-year-old that, and I'll give you a story. P.J. Tucker was a veteran for the Phoenix Suns.
Yep.
And P.J. Tucker is built like a cement block.
Yes.
You know, he's
solid.
He's solid. And so we went out to play Phoenix, and P.J. Tucker pushed Giannis all over the floor, moved him wherever he wanted to move him. And Giannis realized that he had to get stronger. And so he got in the weight room, and you know what happened. He got a lot stronger into this full-blown battering ram that he is now. And then in the championship season, the circle of life, we trade for P.J. Tucker. P.J. Tucker comes and joins the Bucks and helps us win a championship.
That's cool. That's cool.
Yeah. And so Giannis was one of those guys that kind of a hybrid. He can do a little bit of everything. What brought you to Schreiner?
What brought me to Schreiner? Well, my best friend, Bo Cervantes, is also on the men's basketball team. He was like, hey, Cam, you know, we both have an offer here. We both like playing basketball. Hey, man, let's go together. And I was like, you know what? That's a good idea. It's not too far away from family and home, and we can always go back home like any time that we feel like we should.
About an hour and a half.
Yes, sir. Not that bad.
But far enough away from home that you're away from home, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Do you like the small atmosphere here?
I do like a small atmosphere because, like, everybody knows everybody, and, like, the small, like, campus joke, everybody calls me Mr. Schreiner.
Mr. Schreiner?
Yeah, everybody calls me Mr. Schreiner because they always post me and stuff. I'm like, come on, guys. I'm just a regular student like the rest of y'all. We're all the same. Oh,
now I have a new name for the broadcast.
Mr. Schreiner.
Yeah, when Ross makes a basket, Mr. Schreiner for 2.
There you go.
So you still like Bo?
I love it. We were still roommates to this day.
So how's this season going for you guys? You guys got off to a pretty good start. You hit a little bump, but you got to win your last time out, and you got a big challenge coming up with Trinity.
Well, yes, sir. We know we have a big challenge coming up with Trinity, but overall this season, it's been going pretty good for us as a whole. We've overcome a lot of adversity. You know, a lot of little mishaps happen, bumps, mental lapse on defenses. It's all part of the game. We all figuring it out piece by piece, and I feel like we're finally putting it more together to build like a championship season.
You had quite a year last year, a freshman of the year in all conference. Did you see that coming in your first year, or was that a surprise?
In my first year, in all honesty, after sophomore year of high school basketball and tryouts, I said I was going to do bad just because they would cut me and I didn't have to be called a quitter.
So you weren't that good as a sophomore then?
Oh, no, sir. I didn't get my first offer until my senior year of high school.
Huh. Well, you know, that Michael Jordan kind of had that whole same thing. He got cut from a team. I think it was early in his high school.
It was.
And then did that motivate you?
Well, they didn't cut me, but I wanted to be cut, and they put me on the team, and I was like, since they put me on the team, I'm going to just go all out. I have nothing to lose at this point.
Yeah.
And so I've just been working and going all out for the teams I play for.
So was that the light switch where you were going to quit, but then you said, okay, it's up to me to become how good I'm going to be?
That's exactly what happened. Like, it was like the light switch. It was like, all right, since they see something, you show it.
Yeah, but, internal drive is as important as talent.
It is.
I mean, I've seen players in the NBA who had great talent, but they didn't have the drive. Or they had the drive.
Oh, they didn't have the talent.
They didn't have the talent. But when you can put drive and talent together, that's when you can become a good player.
That's a bad boy right there.
Yeah. Block a shot or make a basket?
Block a shot or make a basket? Block a shot any day. Any day of the week.
Yeah.
Anybody can score.
Yeah.
That's how I think about it. Anybody can score. Not everybody can play defense. That's why I like defense more than offense.
Yeah, blocking a shot is kind of taking the other guy's will, isn't it?
Exactly. It's like it sucks a little bit out of them. They're like, all right.
Yeah, okay, but develop the skill of keeping the shot in play.
Yeah.
Too many guys go up and they swat it to the third row, which is impressive. But I've always said the other team's still inbound on the ball.
Exactly.
A player named Bill Russell? Did you ever hear of Bill Russell? Greatest shot blocker ever. And he developed this technique where he wouldn't just tip it with his fingers to block it and would fall down and he would get it and the other team gets the ball. I mean, you get the ball.
Yeah. I was thinking about trying to practice snatch blocking or just tipping it a little bit like you said.
Yeah.
And so we keep the ball, I just tip it to a teammate.
Yeah. You were talking about your favorite player. I was a little surprised you didn't say Tim Duncan. Were you a Spurs fan?
Yes, I was a Spurs fan growing up. I mean, yeah, Tim Duncan, that's big fundamental, but I don't know. It was just something like Anthony Davis, how he carried himself.
Yeah.
And he was just unique, his unibrow, and he just never shaved it. That's unique of him. I was I like that because everybody was he should shave it, and he was like, no.
Yeah.
And he capitalized off his unibrow and got a sports deal off it.
Oh yeah, he monetized his eyebrows.
Cool.
Not many players can monetize their eyebrows.
Exactly.
You should let yours grow, right?
I might do it.
Or just take a marker and
just draw it in every day until somebody thinks it's there.
Yeah, just do it right across. Where has your game improved the most, you think?
My game that has improved the most, I would say my hook shot. That's kind of crazy. It's kind of crazy to say, but yes, that's where my game has improved the most. And my back to the basket, dribbling and court awareness.
Yeah. One of the thrills of my life was meeting in person Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
How was that?
It was really cool. A good friend of mine who was worked the television side for the Bucks was a guy named John McLaughlin. He was a former player, and he was a teammate of Kareem's on that 1971 championship team.
Oh, that's cool.
So we went to L.A., and I said, I'd like to meet Kareem. And he goes, well, come on, because Kareem was there.
Yeah.
And I see Kareem sitting there, and I'm like, oh, my gosh, that's Kareem. Man, legend. So he takes me over and introduces me to him, and we got to talking, and Kareem had an interesting theory about, I don't know if you knew this, when he was in college, he was so dominant they outlawed the dunk.
Oh, yeah.
And think about that. They took away a shot for one guy.
That's crazy.
Okay, now he said it was probably the best thing that ever happened to him because when he was at UCLA, he couldn't dunk the ball.
Yeah,
so he developed, what did he develop?
That hook shot.
Sky hook, which you had to have a lot of touch on that hook, and it made him a good shooter. So are you a fingertip hook guy?
Yeah.
Now, that's not an easy shot. People think that shot on the side is about 10 to 15, 8 to 10 feet out. That actually is one of the toughest shots in basketball because you can't use glass necessarily, and you got to have a lot of touch.
And it has to hit right in the right spot.
How many shots do you practice that a day?
The shots that I practice that a day, I would say roughly around 100.
Mm-hmm.
I'll do before practice just to get my hands warmed up. Because think about it, you do touch shots, your fingers, hands warming up, and then you go through and get enough sweat. Your body's warmed up for practice and it's already ready.
Yeah. Now free throws are a challenge for you.
Free throws are a challenge.
Now, but there are games when you hit them.
Yeah.
So what's the difference? Have you been able to detect the difference between the games I don't hit and the games I do?
I kind of have because I notice sometimes I might be tired and so I might lean back after I shot a little bit.
Yes.
And so it'll hit and then it'll come back and I'll be like, come on, Cam, just focus.
Yeah. And I was talking about Giannis. Giannis had difficulties at the line too.
Yeah.
Until the championship game when he hit 17 out of 19.
Exactly.
Okay. So he kind of figured it out. But you're right. A lot of guys will lean back, and you're supposed to lean forward on the shot. And have you developed one routine that you do, an X number of dribbles and then bring it up?
Yeah, I'll roll it, sit down in the squat, 3 dribbles, up, shot.
Yeah. And some days they go in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, What's your hopes for the rest of this season?
Well, for the hopes of the rest of the season, that I hope that we can pull out a running record and make it to the SCAC championship game, so we can make the SU Mountaineer fans proud of us and bring back a SCAC championship to Kerrville.
This team has the talent to do it.
Oh yes, it does.
Now, what's the key to making it happen on the floor?
What's the key to making it happen? Us all being connected, playing for each other, playing for our coach, us running plays, executing offenses, and still being that dominant defensive rebounding team that we are in this league today.
Yeah, and defense needs to improve a little bit, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. I was talking about P.J. Tucker, and basketball is an interesting game because it is an individual game, but it's also a team game. So in the championship game, P.J. Tucker was one of the main reasons we won the championship, because he's guarding some of the better players on the Phoenix Suns, But you look at the final box score, he didn't score any points. But he's the reason we won the championship.
That's why I say I like playing defense.
Yeah.
Like scoring, anybody can score. Anybody can go for 20 on any given day.
Yeah.
But blocks, rebounds, steals, and all that, it just motivates me more.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like it means more.
So one day, you might be going to Dr. Kamden Ross.
Hey, one day.
Mr. Schreiner.
Yes, sir.
Hey, good meeting you.
Hey, good meeting you too.
Good talking to you, and
Good
I'll look
talking to
forward
you.
to seeing you play for at least 2.5 more years here.
Yes, sir.
All right, Kamden Ross has joined us here on Sit Down with Ted. Thank you. We'll see you next time.